Let me tell you what's happening with this American open border policy. People are flying in from countries that Trudeau loves. So it's not European, it's countries like in the Middle East, Africa. They're flying into Canada. And they have this misconception in their heads that open borders are Canada and Mexico are wide open. No. On the American side, they'll SWAT you if you go through a cornfield. They have ground penetrating radar, lasers. The northern border is secure. Okay? That big border in the north is secure. America does have a facility and infrastructure in place to protect its big northern border with Canada and the United States, but they fail to implement that stuff in the southern Mexican border. So when people are saying, oh, it's so hard to monitor the southern border, no, it's not. You just do what they do to the Canadians up north or people trying to come through. So this misconception of people coming from the Middle East, coming from India, coming from China, coming from other countries, they come to Canada thinking the open border policy, because Trudeau brings everybody in. Right? Trudeau would love for Canada to border like Honduras or something, to get people flooding into Canada. That's what Trudeau would love, but that's a Catholic country, so that won't work. So like Afghanistan would be on the border with Canada. Trudeau would love it. Love it. If Afghanistan bordered Canada, wide open border. Right? But Canada doesn't have that. We border the most armed civilianry in the world, Americans, and they're the most private armed citizens in the world, right? And Trudeau doesn't like that, right? So the problem is this misconception of people coming into the Canadian side and then walking down into America. You're not going to walk into America from Canada. Especially if you're European expansion and you're Catholic or Christian, forget about it. They take your ass and deport you back to Canada. So America has the infrastructure in place to protect its borders. The Canada, one of the widest, longest borders in the world, is heavily guarded against garbage like me that's going to come and try down there and raise his family. And buy a house within means. Start a business within my means. But it's to protect you Americans from garbage like me. But then the southern border is wide open. So people watching this internationally, I get a lot of emails on this where people want to fly into Canada. They're telling me in the email, I want to fly into Canada and I want to go to America. Flying to Mexico, that's the way to do it. Flying into Canada is a big no-no.